Well, good morning, and it's Mark, and it's Wednesday, and I'm back for another live. Oh, what a week we've had so far, eh? We've had amazing weather. It's absolutely pouring down with rain here, which is bad, and it's also good. I have bought a new property, and they've still building a couple of houses, so it has been very noisy the last few days here in Wales. But I would rather have been in Redditch, but I've had my own problems with my car. If you know that last week I broke down on the way to Redditch, so you know, just one of those things. Hopefully the car's going to be fixed today, and it's not going to cost me an arm and a leg or a kidney. We'll see now. Just want to give it a few minutes for people to catch up and say hello. So I'm just checking the live streams that everything's working okay. Looks pretty good at the moment. Sometimes you can't tell. So say hello. Please do say hello. I'm looking at Hazel's here. Hello Hazel, how are you? Yeah. So glad to have you with us today. I'm going to do a little bit something different today. Obviously, normally I'd go from A to B, so I'd make a card from start to finish. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take it back down to the kind of base level, or the backgrounds. Now, I'm going to do some backgrounds, just have a play with some backgrounds. No completely finished card today, but just creating some backgrounds using different textures. Maybe some texture paste, some sprays, inks. We're going to get a little bit inky. I kind of miss that sometimes when I do a few clean and simples. I need to get back into kind of getting down with it and feeling what you're creating as well, which is great in a world of AI. So, what do we do? Oh, let's have a look. See who else is here. We have Beverly. Hiya, Beverly. How are you? And we have Maggie here as well. Hiya, Maggie. So yeah, today I'm going to be creating backgrounds, so we'll have a little bit of fun with that. Nothing too technical. It's the kind of things that you can have a play with. Lots of VI stencils, so we'll create a few backgrounds. I may use some of those next week, obviously to complete a card, which would be nice, so you can obviously look back and see how everything progressed. Let me have a drink. So I'm just going to have a drink of water. As I say, it's nice and quiet here, very quiet here today, which is nice. Normally I've got the diggers and I don't know what kind of machinery they have to dig out holes and things, so it's been very noisy indeed. Yeah, not nice. Who else do we have here? We have Pippa. Hiya, Pippa. So, right, I'll have a look. Let's have a look at what kind of stencils I've got on my desk. I've got quite a few different ones here. So we just have a bit of a play, and let's just take that away, shall we? That's that. Yes, my name's Mark Alexander. So just in case you weren't aware, let's take that away, shall we? There we go. Okay, and if you're watching on Facebook, that's great, fantastic, thank you. But also, if you are watching on YouTube, please do click that subscribe link and ring the bell. Obviously, notifications, you will get them instantly to let you know when I am here on doing some lives. Yeah, so let's have a look at what we're going to do. Let's look at my desk. Okay, bit of a mess here. Right, so I've got lots of different stencils. Sharon's here as well. And Kerry. Hi, Kerry. So yeah, lots of stencils. I mean, VI do some really cool stencils. Lots of ones that I particularly love. So we've got things like, what we've got here. This is Count Me In. Do like that as a stencil. Great for all kinds of things. This is a new one. Obviously got one in the packet, one not in the packet. This one's called 64. Great, all those little holes there, little circles, apertures. Really, really nice stencil. I've got one called, camera wake up, we mess around. Right, I've got one called Splash. I do like that as well. That's a really nice one for that kind of grunginess there. But I like that as well because you can do things, whether it be kind of like maybe for like a boy's card, maybe a masculine card, any kind of splashy muddiness kind of going on there. It could be wine, it could be anything you want it to be, but I think that's a really cool, very, very cool stencil. This one here is a really kind of one called Senses. Again, this is different. I like this one because it's kind of, I don't know what the, it's like ripples, it's like music, it works in so many different ways. So I really like that. Obviously got one not in the packaging. Got to have more than one. This stencil I like as well, this one called Parallax. Again, really, really cool. There's kind of like three-dimensional looking. I like it as well, but I like that. So I like it going that way as well. That's really nice, different. And again, that perspective. So when creating something that looks really different. Ellie's here, morning Ellie. So that's a very nice stencil as well. One of my all-time favorites is Glitch Numbers. Again, really, really cool stencil. Obviously you can use this for your jelly plates as well because it's a borderless stencil, so really, really cool. I like that indeed. What else have we got here? Ooh, Fragments. That's another really cool stencil. I'm just picking out some of my stencils. That's all I'm doing, and we'll have a play with some of them, not all of them maybe, if we have time. So do you like that Fragments? Now don't forget, obviously you don't have to use, you can use the stencil just to create a card. You could do a nice cool background with it, and just put a sentiment on there. Sometimes, if you're in a rush, maybe you want to like make a smaller card. Those backgrounds really come into their own element when you're doing that kind of thing as well. So let's look. Right, there's a couple more I just want to show you. Really, really cool one. If you don't have this one already. This is called Mesh It Up. Very, very cool stencil. I'll move those out of the way. But that is a very cool one. Again, borderless again, but I like the kind of like the grittiness and the grunginess to that. That's a very nice stencil. And another one I've got, which I like as well, which is called Bauhaus. Again, that kind of movement there. Very nice, kind of those geometric elements. Again, subtle, but really, really nice. Whether you're doing maybe Art Deco or something very modern, but that's really, really cool background. Like that indeed. It's very nice. So, before we start, just say a few more hellos to everybody who's here. So, right, I'll have a read of what people are saying. Let me just go my... Sometimes it's easy to look at my YouTubes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What has everyone else been doing today? I would love to know. What is everyone doing? What's on your desk? Let me know. Tell me what you're up to. Maybe you're in work, but watching me. I'm not saying anything. So let's have a look, see what else people are saying. Let me just get into my visible image on the YouTube. Just have a look. Okay. Sometimes. Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, I can see all the comments now. So it's amazing. Jane's here. Jane's current favourite is the Wildflowers. Ah, right, okay. That's very true, Jane. Wildflowers is a great stencil, really, really nice. Again, it works with so many different things. You've got obviously the butterflies, you've got the flowers, you've got so many things that you can add to that. Very, very cool. What is your favourite? What is your favourite VI stencil of all time? Let me know. In fact, that can be the competition. We'll do a giveaway today. So please, at the end, not now, because I have to scroll through everything. Let me know what your favourite stencil is. Tell me the name of it, and tell me why you love it. So that is a competition, and we'll pick somebody random from that. Very easy. We'll do a little giveaway for you. So Sharon saying, "Oh, that retro one looks that one looks retro." Yeah, it does kind of look very kind of retro. Although retro these days, as we get older, retro means different things to different people these days. Let's have a look. Rox is saying the Bauhaus. Yes, very cool. Sharon says the Parallax would look awesome with a small person in the centre. Very dimensional. I like it. I like where you go with that. Pippa's here. Hiya, Pippa. Oh, morning at work. What do you do, Pippa? And how on earth can you watch me at the same time? Katrina's saying she loves using stencils and lots of messy inks. I like her style too. There's comments galore here. Jane's getting ready for holiday. Yes, Jane, I've got to do something for you. I haven't actually done that. I've got to do that later on. I will do that after. Sorry. Halloween's on your desk. Ooh, is it? Obviously, something TH, I bet. And Ellie's got a day off work, and she needs to make a birthday card. Very easy with a VI stamp. Very, very easy. In fact, you know what? What one I like for birthday cards? Let's have a look. This one looks brilliant as a background for birthday cards. This one. This is really, really cool. I love that as a birthday card. Nice bright colours there in the background. Absolutely stunning. Different. Very different, that. I like that. I like the angles of it as well. So, again, very, very cool. That'd be great. That will work really well for birthdays. I've got some new stencils coming, Jane. Patience. Yes. So yeah, you know. Oh, I see. Ivy is saying, is this new? What did I miss? I am at work. You're on mute while I make my tea. Ah. It's okay, Ivy, as well. I'm not gonna call the apostrophe police. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's fine. All good. I mean, it's fine. If you're at work, I'd love to know what you do, what you're actually doing. If you are at work, what is your job? And, you know, I'd like to be able to know how you can kind of watch me in the background. It's really cool. So, let's have a play. I've got stencils here. I do need to have a play with them. So, we're going to get some, I've got some card here. And again, we're just going to have a play with stencils, make a few different backgrounds, and we'll just see where it takes us. I have no idea of where we're going with that, how far we'll get. Yeah, but just having a play with stencils. I'm tempted to have a play with this one as well. I do like this stencil, so we'll have a play with that first. And again, I'm going to go freestyle with this because I really do not. So this is this stencil's called "Count Me In," and again, you can see how detailed that is. Let me just get a black piece of card to show you. Some Arden Creative cardstock, obviously. Let's have a look. So, I mean, look how cool that stencil really is. Again, if you're thinking about anything with numbers, birthdays, just that cool. But I love numbers in the backgrounds of things. It's just, it adds that extra dimension to it. And it's great if you combine that with other stencils. So we'll do that as well. So I'm just going to put this down here. And again, this is just seeing where the creativity takes us. There's no agenda, no plan, and I think that's what I like about, you know, when you're just creating something, you never know where it's going to take you or where you're going to end up, and this will be definitely one of those things. So let's have a play. So I'm just getting some tissue, and I'm also going to get some blending brushes out here because I'm not sure even what colour will go with that. Got an orange one there. Oh, I've got some different colours here. I might use a brownish one. And again, I'm going to bring some ink pads in to start off with. And we're just going to go over that. So I've got a few different colours here. These are the normal distress inks. No particular colour involved here. But I've got to choose Gathered Twigs. I would do like that one. You know, sometimes I'll just pick a colour because I haven't used it in a while, which is nice. So we'll just go with the flow and see where it takes us. So again, just holding my stencils down. Again, if you want to tape it down, please do so. It'd be nice to be able to, you know, obviously create your work with free hands. I'm doing this on the fly. So I'm just gonna get my ink blending tool from my friends at scrapbook.com. There we go. Nice one. Again, I'm not sure what colour this should end up. So again, I think what I'm going to do with this first is we're going to go over this very gently. Now you can go around here. Lots of the joins are pretty good in this. And I think what I'm going to do with this one is that I'm not going to be too particular because I'm going to maybe stencil over the top of it again in something else. So that will be nice. Again, this is just quickly creating a background. Maybe this is, because I'm doing it in browns, this could be maybe more of a masculine or a kind of vintagey feel going on. Again, we're just going to go with the flow and see where that takes us. Again, you don't have to be too precise with this, which is nice. Now what you do want to do is, if I'm going to go over the stencil, what you want to do is be able to see those kind of things coming back through. So I'll take this off. Again, gorgeous stencil. Now we're not finished with that yet. We're going to add another stencil on top. Now, where's that numbers, that glitch numbers? See, I do like that one as well, so I might use a bit glitch numbers. And so I'll take that up. Brand new one in the packaging. I've probably got another one that's not in the packaging, but this one happens to be in the packaging. I do like that one. So I'm going to go over that. And again, this is a 6x6 card, blank. So I'm going to, obviously I will trim that down afterwards, but for the sake of these demonstrations, we're just going to go with it. So you can see that there, and we've got that brown going on. Might use some sprays actually. What other colour inks have I got here? Right, so if I take this time, now I'll just turn the stencil over. And I'm just going to get some, what we've got here, we've got 5 brick mustard seeds. So I think I'll have a little bit of 5 brick here. We've got here, oh, vintage photo. And walnut stain. Okay, so again, kind of darker colours going on as well. I'm going to spritz this now. So just grab your stencil again. Red, grungy, dirty, that's exactly what I'm after. Get plenty of water on there. I want it to kind of splodge out a little bit, so I'm going to go with the flow here. And I'm going to do, oh, upside down there, Mark, come on. Right way around. Just place that down for a second. And just give it a second there for that ink to transfer. And just mop up any excess parts here. Just lift that off and see what we're creating. Again, this is kind of building up your background. It's great to be able to use this on kind of, you know, different, so take that off. That's nice, I like that. Again, let's dry that off. Again, it's nice to be able to create backgrounds that you can use time and time again. If you've already got like a mocked up background, then that looks absolutely stunning. So just start to dry that off, and don't worry too much about those little ink puddles. That's great, because when they're dry, they're going to look absolutely fantastic. So this is some great Arden cardstock. So I'm just heating that up now. What you want to do is just mop your mess up here. I'm just reading some of the comments as we're doing this now. Yes, Jane, something new is always coming. And Ivy said we've already established it's not dogs. Oh, okay. Did you manage to work that out? Did you, Ivy, with the kind of sneak peek when I was up at Photocentric with the stamps? Who make the stamps? Rox is saying antique linen is such a fab colour for that vintage vibe. Oh, okay, cool. Did I use that? I think I actually used gathered twigs, but I do like that antique linen as well. So those two kind of together will work nice. And if you want to just kind of warm it up a little bit, sometimes I'll combine that with a little bit of vintage photo. I like walnut stain as well. Walnut stain is a good colour, but I think the vintage photo always warms up your projects just a little bit more. So that's really cool. So we'll see where we've got with this now. And again, simple but really effective background. And you've got that whole kind of numbers thing going on there as well. And that's what I like. So I should just add a little bit to this now, just because it's a background, and I'm going to use this again. So I am going to use a little bit of vintage photo, and I'm just going to get my blending tool. Okay, so what you want to do is just grab that, and again you can trim this down if you wish to, but you can just add and this, you know, creating backgrounds can be incredibly especially, you know, if you've lost your mojo. I mean, it's one of those things I think lots of people do. You know, sometimes they just don't know what to do in the morning, and this kind of just works. Again, you don't have to be too specific and too exact when you're creating these backgrounds either, because you're going to put them to one side, and then you know you're going to grab these out at some point and use them. So just going around the edge here. This is using the vintage photo distress inks. This is the normal ones, not the oxides. Again, if you've only got oxides, use them. I'm just using what I have here. I mean, I do have lots of oxides as well, but I do like having a mess using that. Now, what you want to do is, if I just move that camera out just a touch, you can see where we're going with this now. And we want to go in a little bit darker on those very edges. The walnut stain will give you that look, that kind of vintagey look that you're going for. Again, maybe you can't see it, or I think you can up there on the camera, which is nice. And just bringing that extra dark brown in. And I do like the fact that you've got this kind of red going on, but it's not overpowering. Sometimes you just need that little bit more. So just going around the edges here. Now this is, you know, this is a very, very easy, simple background. We might have a play with some texture pastes on the next one. So I try to do different backgrounds, different colours, none the same. So we just have a bit of fun and see where we go. Right, I'm just going to clean that up. Okay, and we've got that upside down. Have we got that upside down? Yes, we have. Yeah, there we go. So again, a nice little background. Again, just a couple of colours as well. You know, nothing, still in the kind of same kind of family. And again, this is like a background that you can use anytime you wish to. Just grab that out. Now what I will do as well, just add that little bit more to what you're doing, is just simply just get your spray, and this is just spray of water, spray it in your hand, and just kind of add flicking motion, and we're just going to have those colours just blur up a little bit more, which is nice. I do like that. Sometimes you want that, sometimes you get those sharp edges and you maybe don't want that, but just go over that with your water as much as you want to, and I can see it reacting already, which is cool. Really, really nice. That's exactly what I'm after. I might just zoom in so you can see that. So yeah, you can see how that's all kind of working together now. Now all you got to do, just give it a second, and we'll just mop that up. So, oh. Cleanish hands on this side, not too bad actually today. Right, so just go over the top, and we'll zoom out just a little bit. Okay, there. So you can see all that added extra texture going on there with those water droplets. Again, you don't want it too harsh, but that will make a great background. And again, you don't have to use all of it. So that, I like that indeed. Love that. So that's number one. Okay, very simple. So using a couple of different stencils, and again, you can see obviously through the stencil there for the both different layers. You've got one layer. Obviously, I just put the ink straight onto the stencil and spritzed it. The other one I blended through with my blending tool. And again, you've got those different layers going on. So that's sort of what people are saying. Ivy's saying, how can I pick my favourite stencil? They're all my favourites. Thank you, Ivy. Ivy's got to go back to work. See you later, Ivy. Yeah, I'm sure we'll catch up later. And Ellie's saying, that's a great birthday card background. Thanks for the inspiration. Well, anytime. Now, obviously, maybe it is. I don't know who you're making the card for, Ellie. But again, I would say this is more of a kind of masculine look. But you can do the same thing with maybe bright colours or those kind of primary colours that you would use. Again, it would look totally different. Sharon's saying, love the grunge. Thanks, Sharon. Rox is saying, when I'm time poor but I want to quick play, I create backgrounds. Now that, time poor, do you know what? I love that saying. Well done, Rox. I like that, and I'm going to use that. Time poor. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody's got enough time for playing these days. But that's, again, very simple background. Again, if you wanted to, you could always go over the top of it again, just kind of blending out that a little bit so it's a lot more subtle. Maybe you don't want so much white in there, but I kind of like that as it is. And again, it doesn't take away from whatever else you're doing. Maybe you just want to put like a large sentiment on the top, like happy birthday. Maybe you want to trim that down and just use a portion of it. It's entirely up to you how you use it. But that, in essence, is 2 layered stencils, different stencils as well, and that's what makes all the fun. I like that. And I'm just going to quickly clean. I'm now cleaning my stencil. Mark, what's wrong with you? So I will say now is I will prep you, and so there's no surprises. That I just wanted to say before I do the next one is that where's the camera gone? All right, here we go. On Saturday, I shall be back on Hobby Maker TV at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. with 2 different shows. Yeah, 2 different shows, but they are kind of linked in a way. Really, really cool. I hope you can join me for some inspiration and some fun. And it's great to see you all on TV as well. So it's absolutely great. So please do join me at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. on Saturday. If you can join me, that'd be great. What else are you going to do? What else are you going to do? So we have our first background in kind of masculine colours. We'll go completely different now. We'll do something a little bit brighter. So just take that camera out just a touch. And we'll play with some other ones now. What other stencils have I got here? Do you know what? It's going to have to be some texture paste, I think, next. Texture paste is going to be... I think I'm going to use this one with some texture paste. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side. And we'll show those. Now, I may actually use these backgrounds next week. So it'd be nice, like a continuation of what we're doing. And I think this is a good idea. Obviously, creating backgrounds maybe this week. Next week, I may use what are you going to do with those backgrounds. Let's use those backgrounds to make something really cool. I think that's a good idea. So I think I'll do that next week. Okay. So I'm going to use this one, which is called Fragment. Very, very nice stencil indeed. Like that. You could use this for so many different things. I love the imperfection in it. You know, sometimes you can have stencils that are incredibly straight and kind of non-grungy. I kind of like the roughness of this, but also the kind of geometric shapes as well going in there. And it's a really cool stencil. That's a really good one. I like that. So let's take that off here. Again, virgin stencil. Nice one. Okay, I get another piece of card. And I'm going to put this one down here. Now, what I'm going to do this time. Right, okay. I might have to tape this down. Find my tape. That's a good question mark. Where did he put his tape? If we haven't got tape, I'll just have to go without the tape and we'll just do it. Right, we will just do it. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I am going to get some texture paste. Now, let's grab some paste here on my desk. So this is the distress line of paste. But I mean, you know, if you've got loads of white paste, I have. So I'm going to choose that one. I'm going to need a palette knife. Now, lots of people use different knives. Obviously, you got your plastic ones. This is a metal one. I do kind of like my metal one, but again, just having a bit of fun here, a little bit of a play, and we'll see where it takes us. I am still wondering where, you know, sometimes where you think, oh, we talk about where did I put my tape, and I know it was somewhere. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. It's not that important. Again, if you're doing texture paste and you're not too confident, then do tape your project down. Or if you're like me, hardcore and old school, we'll kind of just do this as we're going. So I'm just going to grab some, this is the grit paste, a little bit gritty, which I like that style. You can get a smoother one obviously, and in different colours. So I'm just going to get my texture paste now. Kind of one of the good things is quite often when you're using texture paste, you can kind of, the stencils stick down once you started, so that's nice. And I'm not looking for perfection on this. I'm kind of missing some areas. It just adds to what you're creating. So I'm just gonna go over here with some paste. Just missing out some of those areas. What we got there? Fluff. I'm just reading. Jane is saying it's always worth having a stash of backgrounds ready-made, perfect for last-minute birthday cards, etc. Very, very cool and good idea. Yeah. And Jane makes an awful lot of cards, don't you, Jane? But it's nice to be able to do different things, whether you're card making or maybe you're doing a little bit of mixed media. Again, you know, card making and mixed media and kind of journaling, it all kind of the same kind of thing really. You can apply the same techniques to everything that you're doing, and it's just having fun and, you know, just getting out there and doing things. Right, so nice and a little bit rough, which is what I like. And just give that a second. I'm just trying to work out whether to, no, I'll dry it first and then I'll spritz it, I think. So we'll take this off. Now at this point, obviously, depending on what you're creating, maybe you want to put some, you could put glitter in there, you could put lots of different products in here if you want to. Ellie is saying, yes, I am definitely living on the edge there, Ellie. Yeah. Just take that off. Okay. Now, as a background goes, isn't that so damn cool? And I will say that it is so cool. I'll just put this on one side. I'm just cleaning it. Look at me. I'm kind of cleaning as I'm trying to clean as I go, because A, I love the stencil, and B, I do not have a never-ending supply of products anymore. You may think I do, but no, I don't. So I'm trying to clean as I go and not waste my products. Again, I know I'm not exactly saving the planet here using baby wipes, but for the sake of this, I'm getting away with this today using those. I should have a bucket of water. I've actually bought a new tub to put my water in. I must take that with me on Saturday when I'm on TV, because there's no sink in the studio. It's a shame actually. I reckon they should have a sink. Okay, so we'll bring this back in. There. I love the imperfection of this, you see. It's very, move these out of the way. My desk is tiny. I say it's tiny, it's not that small, but it's tiny by the time I put everything on there. How's that looking now? This is where normally you would wait and let it dry naturally. Live is too short for that. So I'm just going to dry this off a little bit. Do be careful when you're drying this off. What you don't really want is that paste to really puff up as much. You can overdo it and ruin whatever you're creating. I'm just helping this dry a little bit quicker, so I can apply some sprays to it. And again, this is a great looking stencil. And I mean, quite often what I like to do as well is, I know I'm using white texture paste here now, but I do have a love for black texture paste. Yeah, it's one of my loves. I do love a black texture paste. I like spraying on black texture paste with those oxide sprays as well, and it looks absolutely amazing. Jane is saying you need a bowl on the floor to throw them in, but don't accidentally step in it. Ah, you're speaking from experience, Jane. Yeah, I think what I've done personally is I have. What did I do? Oh, I haven't. Have you actually stepped in it? I've probably not stepped in it, but kicked it. So the water I might as well have just stepped in it. I just chucked it straight on the floor. But yeah, I've actually kicked in. It's just gone everywhere. So yeah, it's one of those things that you've got to live with, I suppose, unless you have a sink in your massive studio space. I've just noticed as well. I'm looking a little bit red. That was from the weekend. I was doing a little bit of gardening on the weekend, so I'm a little bit red looking. Should put some cream on. So let's have a look at this now. Right, okay. So next thing is we want to get some sprays. I think now I've gone with the last one was looking kind of grungy and dark. This one we're going to go bright, I think. So I'm just picking some bright sprays. And do you know what I have bought, but I haven't used them yet? These ones. Maybe I'm new to these sprays, these gloss sprays. Never used these. I might use them at some point. Not today because I've never used them before, and lots of them are still in. Lots of them are still packaged. They're not even unwrapped. So yeah, I do like my sprays. Do you know what's funny? Helen said to me the other day. She said, because I said, "Oh, I need some more sprays." And she said, "You don't need any more sprays." Yes, I do. I do need loads of sprays. I've been looking at the actual colours that I have got in terms of sprays, and I don't have enough browns and that, so I need to add to my collection of sprays. Some of them are actually like going down in terms of I don't have many of them left in a certain colour, so quite low. So I'm going to mix it up now. Maybe going to use a little bit of oxides. Oh. Look at this. We have a leaky one. We have a leak from somewhere. Oh, it must be the lid. Okay, we'll live with that. Pink finger. Okay, so I'll have a bit of that. Oh, fossilized amber. Might use a bit of that. Again, this is just having a play. Ooh. Oh, this is the pink raspberry in the just distress. I might use that one because the other one's leaking. So we'll use some. So we'll have some red with some yellow. We'll have some green. Where's my green? Oh, a bit of green. Oh, crushed olive. No, don't want crushed olive. Oh, if that's all I've got, crushed olive it is. Bit of crushed olive. Need some blue. I have lots of blues. I'll have some broken china. And what else? Purple. Ooh. Villainous potion. Okay, so we'll have a bit of a play with these colours. Now you may have different colours. That's all good. Just have fun. There's no particular reason why I go in a certain way. Just have a bit of a spritz. I'm not sure on that one. Crystal, a bit different that one. Looking for a brighter green. Tell you what we'll do. I'm mixing up oxides and oxides as well. Now I'm not sure on that fossilized amber. That might be dull, too dull for my liking. Aha. Mustard seed, definitely. Like a bit of mustard seed, and I found the one I think I wanted, the wilted violet. Yeah, I think that's the one I'm going to go for. Okay, a bit of purple going on there. Okay, not too much. Just want to fill some of those spaces, and I am looking just for another. I need a blue. I'm looking for a blue that I like. Broken china. Mermaid Lagoon, that's exactly what we want. So a bit of that. Because see that purple? Quite dark. Now these colours are going to look quite dark until I start drying it off, which is all good. Oh, I do like that, see? I like that combination of that bright colour against the other colours as well. That's nice. Okay, let's dry this off a little bit and we're going to see where we end up. Kind of a white blob there for some reason. That's strange. Okay, let's go over that again. Right, let's dry them off. And it's not until you dry it that you get, you get something completely different, because the colours come out completely differently. Much better with wilted violet, yeah. Maybe that's not dry, quite dry there. Have a look now and see. Oh, do you know what it is? I think I've probably touched that with my finger. I probably scraped it very, very slightly. That's fine. We'll live with that. Again, this is a background. As we're drying, it's starting to get brightening up a lot more. Now, try to just cover over that white splodge there. I think we'll get that now. Now, as it's drying, you can see those colours changing, which is very, very nice. Again, don't be afraid when you're doing this that you got to trust the process. Sometimes you just got to keep going. There are fixes if, for instance, that your colours looked a little bit too muddy or too dark. There are ways to actually fix this. So just trust the process. Trust what you're doing, because you just never know how it's going to turn out. Oh, Ellie's asking, does grit paste resist a bit more than ordinary texture paste due to the gritty texture? Again, I think because of the grittiness in it, I think it's gonna grab hold of that colour a little bit more. But the kind of this particular the Ranger Distress gritty texture paste has some kind of weird kind of properties to it, and I'll kind of show you. I kind of like touched on it before, that sometimes when you're overheating it, it actually looks quite cool. I'm just drying this off now and seeing. I'll show you exactly what I mean by overheating it a little bit, because sometimes, let's see if you can zoom in this switch there. Okay, we've got it going on. Okay, so we can see nice and close exactly what we're doing. Now I am actually overheating this because I want to show you when it's cooled down the kind of the effect that it has. I think people have touched on this before. It kind of, when you overheat it, it kind of creates a slight glassiness to it as well, which is nice. It's a nice effect, a nice touch to whatever you're creating. I don't think it's done purposely like that or designed like that, but it just happens to do that. So I'm just going over this a little bit more. Okay. So let me just let that cool down a second. We'll get a wipe and we're going to clean up my desk as I'm going. I'm just going to move that out of the way. Now, you really, really should not waste all these gorgeous colours going on. But for the sake of this demo, I am. Okay. Not the cleanest desk in the world, not the worst either. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in just to show you. Oh, there we go. Look, do you just see that? Can you see how kind of shiny it's become? It's like got a very kind of glassiness to it. Really nice texture going on there. Now, I haven't tried it with other texture pastes or gritty texture pastes. I don't know whether the same thing will happen, but you can see how kind of shiny that looks. It's really cool. It's a very nice texture going on there as well, and it's so touchy-feely. It's really nice. And I like having those splodges going on there. I mean, you know, you can do as much with this or as little as you want. But that is a great background, which is again different. It's different to this one, and that's what I was trying to do. So we're kind of creating something a little bit different. I like that going on there as well, and the blue mixed with everything else, it kind of just works. So that is another background, which is nice. I like that one. I think we'll do another one. What do you reckon? What do you reckon to that one? Do you like that one or both of them? I don't know what your favourite is. Let me know. But you know, that's in terms of style. Again, same kind of similar application using the stencil, but obviously just with ink. So this one we put a little bit of texture paste and sprays. So again, it's just about having fun and seeing where it goes with that. I just read a few of these comments. Oh, Rox is saying it's beautiful. Thank you, everybody. That's great. It has the look. Ellie's saying it has the look of old wall plaster. You can see the shine too. Oh, that's great. Yeah, so that's very. I hadn't thought about it like that, Ellie. Yeah. So and it does have that nice feel going on as well. So I do like that. And again, I might use that next week. I'm going to use some of these next week, I think, because and then people who didn't see last week or this week, sorry, will be able to watch them again. But that's nice. Hazel's saying she likes the grunge and the colour one. Jane's got to go. She's got things to do. I totally understand, Jane. Go for it. And Katrina's saying that she loves them both. That's nice. Okay. Right, let's do another one. We'll do one more, shall we? I'm not sure which one I'm going to play with next. Right, let's have a look at which one we got. I'll tell you what, I'm going to always go back to one of my love and favourites with this one. This is the broken mesh. It also comes in a die as well, but this is the broken mesh stencil. Very useful because obviously it's not uniform. I like that. It's broken. It's meshy. It's so good for so many different things, and you know we can have a little bit of fun with that one. Now I might use some black texture paste on this one, and maybe we'll grab a tag. Okay, let's look for a tag. I know I was doing cards, but maybe so. I've got some tags pre-cut. So we'll maybe just get a tag out and we'll have a play with that. Again, you can see how messy my desk is already becoming because my space is literally now, it's probably not much past where my hands go. And I have nearly a 2 meter long desk and it's absolutely chock-a-block full of stuff. Oh, I was gonna say something else there. Stuff. It was full of stuff. So we're just going to get this tag and we're just going to have we might put some texture. I tell you what, maybe I'll use some black texture paste. Let's find some black texture paste, shall we? Right. We'll get some black texture paste out and have a play with that. It's finding all my black texture paste is the thing. I've got so many different brands of paste. Not sure where I'm going to go with the first one. Oh, I haven't used this one before. I'll use this one then. I normally have some Ranger black texture paste, but this one is, who's this one? Oh, this is Pink Ink. I can't say I've ever used this one before, so another new one. They haven't paid me for this, maybe they should. Right, I'll have a look at this now. Well, it's black. Oh, I always like to smell it as well. Doesn't smell too bad. Okay, so I'm going to use some of that. we use some black texture paste, and we're going to go with black this time. Maybe I should have used the black tag, but that's fine, black on black. No, we'll go with this one here now. So I'll get my palette knife out again, and we'll see. What it'd be nice to see is how this works differently, maybe to the distress one. I mean, it's very smooth, more buttery, I think. So we'll see exactly how we get on with this. Now the tag is obviously larger than my stencil, but we'll work around that. We'll just wangle it. Or maybe I'll do it like that. See there. I think we'll go for something like that. So this, I've never used this paste before ever, so I'll let you know what it's like. It spreads very easily, that's for sure. There's not much resistance, obviously, from the stencil with it, so it'd be interesting to know whether I like it and how it dries. If I heat it, how it dries. Because obviously, you know, sometimes you don't have time for things to dry naturally, so you kind of have to try different ways of drying your products and whatever you're creating. Okay, so I'll take this off now. Now, definitely more buttery, and how that affects whether, because you have to be careful, you don't want to go underneath your stencil with it. We don't want to. Let's have a look at that. Okay. Do you know what? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I do like that texture going on. Now, as I say, if you want to add a little bit more into these pieces here, you can do. I'm not going to be too worried about that bit. Okay, just a bit of texture paste through there. Just have that continuation going on. There, like so. And then we'll also do a little bit up here as well. Careful I don't put my finger in it. So I'm just going to put that one there. And again, I'm not really too concerned. Should have done this maybe at a different angle. That's fine, we'll go with it. Again, I'm not after perfection with this, so the less perfect the better. Right, okay. We're good with that. And again, let's get that dried. I'll clean this up, and we'll see the difference when we add sprays to it. And you know what's nice to know as well is how sometimes black something is. Quite often, I know that the Ranger paste dries. It's not ultra black. It's kind of like a very kind of anthracite kind of black. It's hard to, I presume maybe it's very hard to manufacture a black paste. This has got a little bit of a bit of a gloss to it, a semi-gloss. Maybe I'm not so sure about that, but it will stand out. So I'll reserve judgment on it until I finish what I'm doing, and I'll let you know whether I like it or not. You know, the Ranger pastes are very much more matte, so it depends on whatever you're preferring and like. Trying to clean up as I go as best I can. Okay, we'll put that to one side, and let's see. I'm going to dry this off now, and we'll see. Add some colours to it, and we'll see what happens. So just move this across. And I'll read some of your comments whilst this is drying. Broken Mesh is a cool and versatile stencil. I love the die section. That's great, thank you. So I'm just wondering how this is going to dry. Now, if you like your grunginess and your kind of darkness going on there, this is going to be absolutely perfect for you. Even working on a white cardstock. So you just dry this off a little bit. I'm not even sure how long it says it takes to dry naturally. Does it say on it? No, it didn't say. That's fine. So just letting that dry off a little bit. Oh, it does, right, it does puff up. It does actually physically puff up a little bit. So do be careful when you're drying this off. Now whether that'll sink back down when I press down on it, it's hard to tell. And as it's drying, it's the shine is still there. You know, the gloss is still there. So it's going to look a little bit different to kind of matte pastes. Depends on the look, obviously. So I'm just drying that off just to see how it goes. I hear a little bit of a crackle as it's popping just a little bit because I'm rushing to heat dry this. Right, okay, let me just feel it. Oh, it's getting there dry. It's not 100% dry, but it's getting there. I think that'll be good enough to put something on top of it. I'll be interested to know how maybe oxide sprays and that work in conjunction with that. So I might just try some oxide sprays on this, just for as an experiment to see how that works. Let's decide on the colours, I think. Colour that I'm always using quite often, a bit of frayed burlap. I like that one. I might use some frayed burlap. Again, I'm mixing these colours up. I don't know where we're going to go with this in terms of finished colour, but let's have a play and see. Evergreen bough. That'd be interesting to see. Right, okay. So we'll try this one first. Oh, I see. Right. It's got that kind of brown look going on there. Okay, and I'll tell you what, maybe we'll have something. If you're thinking Christmas, who is thinking Christmas? Might use some barn door. It's always hard to tell what colour that's going to come out. If I mix it up a little bit more. It's definitely a kind of different colour going on there. And what else we're going to do just to bring it to a little bit more to life. I'm thinking Christmas somehow. Yeah, so looking for a kind of oxide Christmassy colour. Not that there is a certain colour going on, but let's have a play with colours. This is what one we've got here: crackling campfire. Not used often enough because my ball bearing is stuck at the bottom, but we'll go with it and see how that's not that much different in terms of colour, but I do like that colour as well. And I think we'll finish this off with. Let's look. I do like a bit of white going on there, and mustard seed. So just a hint. I do like my greens. The greens on this one is looking good. Again, this is where you just carry on and you have a play until you get to the point where you think you're happy with it. So I'm thinking Christmas-y, I think, with that. And I do like how that colour's merging a little bit there. This is where we heat it up again and see exactly how it dries out. It's interesting how it's going to work with this kind of glossy paste. It's nice to experiment sometimes. And grabbing those colours that maybe you wouldn't use normally. I do like that. So we're just drying that off a little bit more. Hopefully you'll be able to watch me on Saturday at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. Always, ooh, poppy pop. Always doing something a little bit different, a little bit cool, and do you know, I do like that already. Now, do you see how that is definitely more shiny? Is it still wet, he says? No, it's not too bad actually. Yeah, it's not quite dry yet, but that's going to look very, very nice indeed. And again, those kind of like petrol-y look going on there. And do you know what I might do is just add some colour I've got here. I'm just going to clean this mess up a second, put that to one side. Kind of messy I am today. Messy, messy, messy. But, you know, if you're not playing, then you know, that's what you're supposed to be doing. Right. Cleaning up there as best I can. Okay. Might just add a little bit of this cracked pistachio just on top, just a little bit, and you don't want much, you just want a few random squirts here and there. Right, get that out. Just because I do like adding that on top of. It makes it totally non-uniform as well, which is nice, rather than those colours that are totally exact. Dry it out a little bit more. So yeah, very interesting paste. Not used this one before, so that's a new one on me. And some of these colours that I haven't used together either, which is nice, because combining different colours sometimes you get that gorgeous creation that you didn't expect. Yeah. Now I can see if I just grab something else like we've got here. Right, okay, so I'm using some little bit of gold Liquitex ink, and I can see this kind of like, this could be a great as a kind of Christmassy kind of card going on there, but I want to add maybe just a little bit of gold on there. If I've got any gold left, he says. Just add, so just touch, a few touches of gold here. I know what you need to do is trust the process and just go with it. And just spritz it down a touch. Sometimes you just got to let that run, because you don't want it to be too in your face. I'm liking that now, so just dry that off a little bit more. I think we're pretty much done with this tag. This is what it's all about. I like those runs. You know, if you want to keep it clean and simple, you could have just left that as a tag in its own right, put a sentiment on there, and then you're done. But you know, if you want to just add a little bit more zing to what you're creating, just pick up a little bit of gold there, and just pick up some of these blobs that I don't need them all. Now you can finish that with just one other thing. What else do we have here? I'm looking for my waxes. Where's my... Ooh. Another gold wax. So we get some wax on this. We only want a little bit of wax, just a little bit. Just not too much, just on the edges there. You don't want perfect. You don't want it to be perfect either. You just kind of add in down the side. Again, the rougher on the edge there, the better. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just go around with there, just to highlight those edges. Make whatever you're creating on this tag a little bit more special. I like the non-uniformness of using the wax as well. Again, it just adds to that project. A little bit more and we're done with that. I did say this wasn't going to be finished, but I mean the tag, there's not a lot more I can add to the tag except maybe a sentiment. So I think we're pretty much done with that. Nice to be able to get the waxes out as well. I haven't had used wax in ages. Okay. So we've kind of got that gold waxiness going on there as well. We'll like that as well. My dirty black finger, in fact that's improved it, if anything. Again, just added to that. Again, we've got that shyness going on there, and you can tell the difference with obviously using the black texture paste against the white, because the black is coming through there, and I kind of like that. So I think we're pretty much done there. So we've created a nice cool background there. We've done this other one which is really nice. Again, very nice indeed. And again, I'll be using all of these, obviously. You don't want to waste them. And then again, a tag, which are kind of like non-traditional Christmas colours. But that's great. You can see that with a nice sentiment going across there. You can put a little bit more, maybe ribbon on there, put some layers if you want to. But that's a simple tag, which is just a piece of card. Again, from what you started to what you ended up, a little bit different. Inky fingers are the sign of a good time. Very true. Rox is saying the gloss pops through still after the stains, which is good. Yeah, it's different, isn't it? I did not expect that on that. Yeah, very different. Gold wax. Yeah, see, yeah, just adding that touch there. Again, I don't like to be too exact as well with the wax. Just, you know, the kind of like grunginess of it is a lot better than just having it very uniform. I mean, if you want to be exact, but I think that just takes away from the distressed look of the tag anyway. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Anyway, so that's my 3 makes for the day. I hope you enjoyed all 3 of those. I'll just say on the front camera. So, inky fingers, all done. I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. 3 completely different ways to obviously use your stencils. Some of them are a bit similar, but hey, I'm showing you a few techniques of using them in a different way as well. So I think I like that. Trying not to get ink on myself. So thank you very much for watching. Do check out visibleimage.com or your stockists for those stencils. I do appreciate everybody who watches me. Please do check me out on Saturday at 3 PM and 7 PM on the Hobby Maker TV channel. Be good to see everybody. And I hope you enjoyed that. You know, a few different ideas there that will keep your mojo going, and I hope you enjoyed that. So I shall leave you to doing whatever else you've got doing for the day. I've got loads to do. So much to do. I've got prep for TV. I've got designing to do as well. So some good things coming as well. So I can't wait to be able to share those with you. it's nice to be able to do something new as well. I like new things, so I bet you can't wait either. So I will leave you to it, and I shall see you very soon. I'll see you next week at same time, same place. I think we've already scheduled next week's live, so if you are on YouTube, then do please ring the bell for notifications, and subscribe as well. So thank you very much. If you're on Facebook, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, so I will give you a giveaway. We'll do a giveaway. It's quite simple. Give it to the weekend. Just tell me now what your favorite visible image stencil is, and why. Why do you like that stencil? Why that one stencil? Choose your favorite one. Let me know what your favorite stencil is. So that'd be great. Great little comment, and we'll give you a giveaway. We'll give you something away, and we'll do that next week. So thank you very everybody, and I will see you very soon. I'm gonna have a drink now because I can't speak. See you later. Bye bye now.